Urgent, Raiders fan! Look at what just happened. Nobody saw this coming, huh? But first, make sure to subscribe to the channel because we bring you daily videos with the latest your team news. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. Raiders prove Ashton Jeanty interest with John Spytek move. The Las Vegas Raiders will not be on the clock in the 2025 NFL Draft until pick number 6, which means that 5 other teams can dramatically influence whom the Raiders can select. However, recent reports have indicated that the idea of Boise State running back Ashton Jeanty being taken by Las Vegas is picking up steam. While the Raiders certainly need a high-caliber player at the position, many feel that taking a running back so early in the draft is malpractice. On Wednesday, however, Las Vegas general manager John Spytek all but confirmed the team's interest in Jeanty by attending Boise State's Pro Day. Las Vegas had the worst rushing attack in the league last season, averaging just 79, 8 yards per game on the ground thanks to Alexander Mattison and Zamir White. Mattison already left the team during free agency, and reports have indicated that the Raiders are looking to trade White, so taking a player like Jeanty could make sense. Jeanty ran for 2,601 yards and 29 touchdowns last season for the Boise State Broncos and finished second in the Heisman Trophy, voting behind Colorado's Travis Hunter. He is considered one of the best running back prospects in recent memory, and the Raiders' backfield could certainly use a jolt. While Spytek's presence in Boise on Wednesday does not confirm that Las Vegas will take Jeanty with the number 6 pick, it certainly supports the assertions that the relationship between the two parties is building. Things worked out well when the franchise drafted the best player available in Brock Bowers last year, and the Raiders could have the chance to snag another generational prospect in 2025. Pausing this news just to say that if you want YouTube to keep recommending the latest Raider Nation news to you, it's very important that you leave a like on this video. Thanks. Now let's get back to the news. Raiders named fit for ex-Chargers starting RB. The Raiders do still need a running back. The Las Vegas Raiders have had a surprisingly quiet offseason since trading for Geno Smith. The team hasn't made any huge signings and let a lot of top players leave in free agency. It's surprising because the team hired a new coaching staff and general manager this offseason, but they haven't made the big splashes many were expecting. One of the biggest remaining needs is at running back. Las Vegas already signed Raheem Mostert, and if they don't make any other moves, he'd be the likely starter. Luckily, they have the means to further address the position. Pretty much every mock draft you could read right now has the Raiders taking Boise State running back Ashton Jeanty, but there's still no guarantee they're going to use that high of a draft pick on a running back. There's an option available in free agency that could keep the Raiders from using a first-round pick on the position. Maurice Moton of Bleacher Report pitched former Los Angeles Chargers running back J.K. Dobbins as an option. The Raiders could also provide Dobbins with a terrific opportunity. Las Vegas needs a starting caliber running back to support new quarterback Geno Smith and new offensive coordinator Chip Kelly, Moton wrote. The Las Vegas Raiders have had a surprisingly quiet offseason since trading for Geno Smith. The team hasn't made any huge signings and let a lot of top players leave in free agency. It's surprising because the team hired a new coaching staff and general manager this offseason, but they haven't made the big splashes many were expecting. One of the biggest remaining needs is at running back. Las Vegas already signed Raheem Mostert, and if they don't make any other moves, he'd be the likely starter. Luckily, they have the means to further address the position. Pretty much every mock draft you could read right now has the Raiders taking Boise State running back Ashton Jeanty, but there's still no guarantee they're going to use that high of a draft pick on a running back. There's an option available in free agency that could keep the Raiders from using a first-round pick on the position. Maurice Moton of Bleacher Report pitched former Los Angeles Chargers running back J.K. Dobbins as an option. The Raiders could also provide Dobbins with a terrific opportunity. Las Vegas needs a starting caliber running back to support new quarterback Geno Smith and new offensive coordinator Chip Kelly, Moton wrote. Las Vegas' only backfield addition thus far is Raheem Mostert, who will turn 33 next month. Dobbins has been a very good player when he stays healthy. He averages 5.2 yards per carry over his career and rushed for 905 yards in 13 games for the Chargers last season. The problem for Dobbins is that he's rarely been healthy. He has never played a full 17-game season. He missed the entire season in 2021, 9 games in 2022, and 16 games in 2023. Dobbins would be a good player for the Raiders to add on a cheap deal and then address the running back position on day 2 or day 3 of the draft. Raiders mailbag, best player available or position of need. Blaze Rogers from Illinois asks, should we go best player available in the draft or go to a position of need? When it comes to drafting best player available versus position of need for an NFL team, you don't have to do one or the other, you should do both. This coincides well with Pete Carroll's mantra of always wanting a high level of competition on his roster. No one's job is secure, you have to earn it. A good example that comes to mind is when Carroll and the Seattle Seahawks received criticism for drafting Russell Wilson in the 3rd round of the 2012 NFL Draft after signing Matt Flynn to a significant multi-year contract. A season later, Wilson led that team to their first Super Bowl title in franchise history and secured his second of what would be 10 Pro Bowl selections to date. Or you can even look at what the Raiders did this past draft, selecting Brock Bowers. At number 13, after selecting Michael Mayer in the 2nd round in 2023, Bowers then proceeded to lead all tight ends in receiving yards. 194 and receptions 112, and was the only rookie to receive AP First Team All-Pro honors. I think we're going to make the best decision for the Raiders, General Manager John Spytek said at the NFL Combine. And yes, we're not going to pass on elite talent because we maybe have a couple guys at that spot, but we're certainly not going to just force picks because we need a player, whether the public thinks that or we think that. I've been a part of doing that before. So to me, it's more about team building. What's best for the Raiders? How can we make this work? It's not about collecting talent, and it's not about just filling a roster out either. All that being said, I agree with Spytek. If the Raiders draft those players they feel are best for the team regardless of position, it will lead to success. This is the NFL. Every position is a position of need. Blue Dairy asks any feelings that the Raiders could trade back from no. 6. Spytek has alluded to everything being on the table several times this offseason. That includes trading up or trading back in this year's draft. It's difficult to assume what the draft board will look like, but there's a good chance that top prospects, such as Cam Ward, Abdul Carter, Travis Hunter, and Mason Graham are gone by the time the no. 6 pick rolls around. However, considering the ample amount of prospects still available, it's possible the Silver and Black could trade back a few spots and get more assets while still landing their guy. Picks 79 are held by the New York Jets, Carolina Panthers, and New Orleans Saints, who have their ideal starting running backs in Breece Hall, Chuba Hubbard, and Alvin Kamara. If the Raiders are as high on Ashton Jeanty as mock drafts suggest, they could still select him with one of those picks. The same could also apply to defensive backs Malachi Starks or Will Johnson, who both said they met with the Raiders at the NFL Combine. However, the Raiders or any NFL team should always be cautious when it comes to trading back. If your guy is there at your allotted pick, there's no need to waste time and potentially lose out. Sean Santiago asks, this past free agency, our organization lost 4 defensive starters. Our depth at linebacker is at question. You think we should draft a linebacker with sideline-to-sideline ability this coming April? Elandon Roberts is a good start to replacing starting linebackers Robert Spillane and Divine Diablo, who signed with new teams this month. As for which round the Silver and Black could draft another linebacker, or 2, and I can't predict, but there's a few in this class that would fit the bill. First, you have to contemplate the chance of selecting Jihad Campbell in the 1st round, universally considered one of the top off-ball linebackers among his peers. The 21-year-old Alabama player was a first-team All-Sec selection this past season as he totaled 117 tackles, 12 tackles for loss, 5 sacks, and 2 forced fumbles. He took the NFL Combine by storm, ranking in the top 3 of all linebackers. In the 40-yard dash, 4.52, 10-yard spilt, 153, and broad jump, 10'7". Georgia also has a pair of linebackers that can't be ignored in Smail Mondon Jr., and reigning Butkus Award winner Jalen Walker. Mondon Jr. has compiled 71 solo tackles and 6 sacks in his last 2 seasons. and also had the top 10-yard split T1.52 and broad jump 10-foot 10 at the NFL Combine among linebackers. Walker proved he can excel as a 34-edge rusher or an off-ball linebacker in college, totaling 12.5 sacks, 19 tackles for loss, and 3 pass deflections in his collegiate career. And now, Raiders fan, I want to hear from you. What's your opinion on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I don't know if you know this, but your opinion matters a lot for Raiders. I'll be back any moment with more Raider Nation news.